What is up? It's your boy 90s Star Wars Kid, and we're back on the farm. I got 4 cases of JTL. I know we've done a lot of JTL. We're going to do a lot more of JTL. I got 4 cases of it. Case 1, box 1. We're hitting the farm. What are we farming? As always, the big hitter here is going to be planetary bombardment. I'll have to remember as we go what some of the other big legendaries are. I guess probably a Vader pilot is something we'd like. But then also JTL has a lot more mid-value level rares than, for example, Legends of the Forest, which we just did. So Legends of the Forest probably has the fewest valuable rares, then maybe Secrets of Power above that. I think JTL has the most, for example, with Victor Leader. So we'll get in here. Obviously, we're chasing showcases, but I'll quickly remind myself what it is that we are farming for in JTL beyond planetary bombardment on the legendary side. So let's go for our uncommon. We're going to start off with a Cassian Andor. And just as soon as I say that I'll remember, I get this one confused with the one from Secrets of Power. I think this one is worth nothing. I think the one in Secrets of Power is worth a few bucks. And we would love a showcase Vader in here. That's been the chase for a while now. We'd love a showcase Vader. Uncommon. Into a rare. They hate that ship. That I do not. I think that's worth nothing. It certainly isn't worth much more than $1 if it's even worth that. Flip, no showcase. Get through the commons. Uncommon. Into a rare General Draven. That is not one of the valuable rares. So Han would be another legendary. That legendary I think is just sitting around $4 to $5, somewhere in that range. But certainly a decent hit, a mid-range hit. On the rare side, we'd like a Luke. We'd like a Victor Leader. We'd like a Sabine's Masterpiece. I just put those in the wrong pile. Got to correct that before I come back to these massive piles of cards later. All right, we have a rare Hyperspace Corvus. This is a very playable card for certain decks, but not enough for it to be valuable. And then we have a rare Iden Versio, maybe good for $1 if we're lucky. And maybe the Hyperspace Corvus, because it's hyperspace, maybe that'll go for $1, but that's about it. Flip, no showcase. Get through the commons. And uncommon. We have a rare, there is no escape. That is not useful either. So this is a pretty rough first quarter of the first box. Not quite what we were hoping for, but we'll keep farming. We'll see what we can get here. Uncommon. Into a legendary home 1. Unfortunately, worthless. So JTL, even though JTL probably has more valuable rares than the other current sets, it has a lot of really valueless big ships. So obviously Home 1 is there. I think Annihilator is essentially worthless. Pretty much all the heroism ones are worthless. There are maybe 1 or 2. A 8-cost Devastator would be a good hit. Allegiant General Pride, pretty much worthless, I think. So a Devastator is probably the only big ship that we want to see. An 8-cost Devastator, that one probably goes for $8 or something like that, I think. Uncommon. Into a rare Pantoran Starship Thief, worth nothing. So very rough so far, very rough. We have a hyperspace uncommon into a legendary Unity of Purpose. And I think Unity of Purpose is going for anywhere from $4 to $6, somewhere in that range. So it's a mid-range hit. It's definitely way better than Home 1, but not a home run of a hit. Still no showcase. And last time when we were going through Legends of the Forest, it took us 11 out of 12 boxes to hit a showcase. Very scary. We get a rare Moff Gideon and a rare General Draven. Neither of those are worth anything, unfortunately. Flip, no showcase. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Into a rare Admiral Yularen and a rare Phantom 2. Yeah, this is not going our way at all. At all. No showcase. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Into a legendary Shadowcaster. That again is an example of a ship, a legendary ship that is worthless. Not getting any value out of that Shadowcaster. Still no showcase. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Rare in the heat of battle. Not worth anything. We're now in the second half of the box and we have like $4 of value. Talk about feast or famine. Well, mostly famine. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Into a rare black 1 and a spotlight, no disintegrations. Black 1 might be about $1. Maybe. Flip, no showcase. Just a good old Piet. We actually, last time I think that we were going through JTL boxes, I believe we pulled the Piet showcase, right? But that one's just a regular Piet. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Into a legendary stolen AT hauler. That's a decent hit. I think a number of people are playing that right now. So that is probably somewhere in the $4 range, plus or minus. Flip, no showcase. Get through the commons. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Into a rare hotshot maneuver. Not helping us. So we're looking for 2 more legendaries. There's no combination of 2 legendaries in this set that can make up the value of the box at this point. But we're looking for them. We expect them. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Into a rare, the Invisible Hand. At least a very playable ship, which leads to it being worth maybe about $1. It's been going up and down in the market, but you know, somewhere around that dollar range. Flip, no showcase. Actually, I remember now. I mentioned Piet. Piet we got out of a Carbonite box. I think the last showcase we pulled out of boosters, we got a Wedge Antilles out of regular JTL boosters. And here we get a legendary Nebula Ignition and a rare They Hate That Ship. Unfortunately, Nebula Ignition isn't worth anything because it's way too expensive and it's too limited. So in the current rotation, you would just play Hyperspace Disaster or Super Laser Blast. After rotation, there are going to be new cards that are likely going to take that place. So that card just ends up being useless in general play. 9 cost is just too much. Uncommon, uncommon. We have a rare Hyperspace Eject and a rare Close the Shield Gate. Not helping. No showcase. You know, after buying like a bunch of cases of cards and then starting off with a dud box, it really makes you go, I don't know if I made the right decision on that. I don't know. Here's a Victor Leader. This is a good $4 to $5 rare. And that's about, other than Sabine's Masterpiece, that's probably about as good of a hit as we can get in a rare slot, in a regular rare. Flip, no showcase. Get through the commons. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Legendary Starhawk, the epitome of a big, valueless legendary ship. Big ship, big stats, no value. No value. Flip, no showcase. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Rare, it's a trap. Boy, this, I don't know, is this the most disappointing box we've ever gotten of JTL? It might be. IG 2000 is pretty playable, but unfortunately, I think it has dropped well below $1. So here we are on the last pack. Literally nothing we can get in here other than a showcase. That would make up for any of this. And flip, not even a showcase. So super dud box. Big time dud. And a super heavy ion cannon worth nothing. So let me show you all of the pretty much no value cards that we got here. Starting with the legendaries. Starhawk worthless. Nebula Ignition worthless. Stolen AT Hauler $3 to $4. Shadowcaster worthless. Unity of Purpose $4 to $5 maybe, hopefully at this point. Home 1 worthless. Super Heavy Ion, now we're into the rares. Super Heavy Ion Cannon, IG 2000, It's a Trap. Victor Leader between $4 to $5. Eject. Close the Shield Gate. They hate that ship. The Invisible Hand. Hotshot Maneuver. Black 1. No Disintegrations. In the Heat of Battle. Admiral Yularen. Phantom 2. Moff Gideon. General Draven. Pantoran Starship Thief. Allegiant General Pride. There Is No Escape. Hyperspace Corvus. Iden Versio. General Draven. They hate that ship. Cassian Andor. Let us hope that we do not have any more boxes this bad. But you'll have to wait until next time to find out. Until box 2, I'm just a 90 Star Wars kid. See ya.